Alright, so hey guys, and welcome to this video. So what today's video is going to be about, I've been working on for the past year or two, maybe 2 or 3 years, this huge train Google Slides thing that's maybe approximately 150 slides long. Well, I'm going to be showing that today because I don't think the editing will ever stop and I just can't wait any longer. Alright, here we go. Let me open my computer and we'll go there. I'm going to put it in present mode, so it'll be easier to see. I've never actually done this before, so I don't know how it looks. Oh, wow. That's nice. Alright, so train lines, presented by Gbull Adventures. Wait. Why can't I? Oh, there we go. First, I will show you guys the slide presentation that started the whole idea of having this big presentation. Now let's get to it. Alright. So, all this that you're seeing right now is the, I should pause it, all the slides and stuff. But, all of this right here, yeah, there's this too. There's a big story here. We'll cover that in another video. I'll go back over this, do another update on it. Oh, here we go. The best place in the world. Oh, there we go. That works much better. Haha, lol, just figured that out. Like I said, this is the original slides presentation, and I just recently merged this in with the big one. So now it's... Oh yeah, I had a whole story on the Amtrak Big Bayou Wreck in here, and then I accidentally deleted the slides, and I forgot... I didn't know how to press the back arrow keys and get them back, so I thought they were gone forever, and by the time I tried to get them back, I couldn't. Alright, here we go. Now we will move on to the big presentation that was based on the old one. Without further ado, let's get to it. Most recent version of Train Lines, presented by Gbull Adventures. Okay, here we go. Welcome to Train Lines. Excuse my improper English. Train Lines, the documentary of train lines, and some cool pictures of trains for train lovers all over Google Slides. Enjoy. Some ideas from George Rail fan. Alright, here we go. We have Amtrak. We have BNSF. First Coast and Genesee Wyoming Railroad, which runs here on Amelia Island, Florida. And we have CSX, Canadian National, Norfolk Southern, Union Pacific, London Tube, Maersk, which I believe is a private rail company, City Rail, Kansas City Southern, Ferromex, Florida East Coast, Amtrak Acela, R.J. Corman Railroad, AWVR, which is obviously the 777 movie train from Unstoppable. It's a good movie. If you guys haven't seen it, I recommend checking it out. U.S. Sugar, Incobrasa Industries, which is the weirdest name on earth, CP Rail, Brightline, Canadian Pacific, GMTX, Alaskan Railroad number 1, and Alaskan Railroad 2. So the reason there's 2 of these is because I made this one right here thinking that there wasn't this one already. So I had to put them together. A to A. Japan Rail, I just named that because I don't know the name of the railroad. Union Pacific Big Boys. Metra, Rio Tinto, which I believe is like an Australian thing or something. Australian or African. Arizona Eastern, Copper Basin, Hecto Rail Part 2. Rio Grande. And then watch this. So GCX Blue, GCX Red. See what I did here? Looks like train lights. Alright, on with the thing. Alright, now we're going to TGV, which has its own designated section. Because there are so many of them. Normal ones, TGV Part 2. Aristers. Arister Class 373. Arister Class 373 other version. I don't really know the name for these high-speed thingies. Alright, Arister E320. This is the most recent one that actually... So the E320 was built, and it was built to take the place of the 373s. Only some lucky 373s survived. If you guys haven't seen the story, the YouTube video story of the abandoned Arister, that'll tell you a little bit more about this. TGV Guru, TGV Uigo, TGV Wave Decor, TGV Red, and then Futuristic Trains of Tomorrow, which is the futuristic one of this. Alright, heritage units and special engines, my favorite section of this whole slideshow. Alright, Union Pacific, CSX. What happened to the... Was there only 2 pictures in here? Oh, there's the 3rd picture. I had to click on it. Oh, sheesh. Ah, spoiler alert. Okay. That's fail. Alright, CSX. Canadian National, Canadian Pacific. Norfolk Southern. Alright, FEC. I just recently found out they had this one. I didn't even know that existed. Alright, Go Rail, Norfolk Southern. Amtrak. Which, this one's still my favorite because I caught it in Folkestone. If you haven't seen that, please check out my 50 sub special. Kansas City Southern, then Kansas City Southern, Mexico. Amtrak. But that's the futuristic thingies. BNSF. BNSF one was originally just this picture right here of the war bonnet. And then I wanted to find some more pictures, and I got all these in their 25th anniversary, the Santa Fe blue bonnets, the Smurf paints, and the original Burlington Northern paint ones. Alright, Conrail. TGV. This one looks weird, so I just count it as a heritage unit. Alright, heritage unit and fallen flag lines. This is more interesting. Alright, Illinois Terminal Railway, bought out by Norfolk Southern. You guys might disagree with me on some of these, because I got proved wrong. Georgia Railfan told me the right ones, but I'm just going to keep them as what they are on here, and then I might go back and change them later. Alright, Western Pacific, merged with Union Pacific. Virginia Railroad, bought out by NS. Rio Grande Railroad, bought out by UP. Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railroad. Georgia Railfan actually had a hard time pronouncing that, and I got it. I don't think he still knows how to pronounce it right. Merged to form BNSF. Erie Lackawanna Railroad, bought out by NS. And then that's technically just the Erie Lackawanna black paint. Illinois Central Railroad, bought out by Canadian National. Representation of the Canadian Pacific Railway. Burlington Northern Railway, merged to form BNSF. Gateway Western Railroad, line bought out by KCS. Conrail, bought out by NS. B&O and Chelsea System Railroad, I believe, were bought out by CSX. And Jersey Central Railroad, bought out by NS. Literally every other slide in this thing is an NS railroad because they have the most. They got 20 railroads that they bought out. Maybe even more, who knows. But the other ones, I don't really know of that much, so I just have to put in NS every other slide. Alright, Southern Pacific, merged with Union Pacific. Interstate Railroad, bought out by NS. Wisconsin Central Railroad, bought out by Canadian National. Alright, pause, come back in a minute. Alright guys, I'm back. Had to take a little break for a second. Had to give someone something. Alright, here we go. I probably said this one already, but Wisconsin Central Railroad, bought out by CN. Missouri Pacific Railroad, merged with UP. Yeah, that's Pacific. Lehigh Valley Railroad, bought out by NS. Chicago and Northwestern Railroad, bought out by UP. Or, yeah, I don't know if they bought this one out, or if it was, I think they bought this one out, who knows. Nickel Plate Railroad, bought out by NS. BC Rail, bought out by Canadian National, which I just recently found that out. I watched a show a couple years ago, or I don't know when, about the BC Railroad, and I thought it was still a railroad on its own. This railroad was actually, that show was actually where I found out what DPU was. And I found out it was rare on American trains, but since CSX and all the other railroads started doing the PSR thingy, It's now, like, you can expect it on, like, every single train. Alright, here we go. Continuing with the slides. Monongahela Railroad. Just, if I pronounce these wrong, it's alright, because I can't pronounce some of these right. I can name all the NS heritage units, but I can't pronounce some right. Monongahela Railroad, bought out by NS. Alright, heritage unit templates. I made these with a, picture editor called Pixlr. I brought in some pictures and a text box, and I made these things. I put the logo in the middle, and then pictures all around the sides. Took me a few tries to get this one. Union Pacific, CSX, this one's my favorite, NS, Amtrak. Alright, here we go. This is the one that's the work in progress. The engine classes. You can see by the title slide what kind of stuff we're going to be looking at in here. Alright, so CSX, I just recently divided these up into more sections. It was all just one big section with different railroads on slides, and it was just all the engine classes. But, excuse me, now I'm dividing them up into smaller sections. So CSX, of course, got the snazzy looking ST-70AHs. I really want to catch one of these things. The SD-40-3s. The AC-4400 CWs, which I haven't got the chance to put pictures in there yet. Throw this. What the heck is going on? I don't know. Alright, ST-70 Mac for BNSF. ST-70AH. Yeah. AC-4400 CW. There's finally pictures of this guy. Union Pacific. Alright. SD-70 Mac. ST-70AH. AC-4400 CW. And then NS. Of course, you can see that all these slides are the same thing. I just did them for different railroads. ST-70AH. Now, this one, I only know of that NS has these, 8.5. Georgia Railfan told me that there were only 10 left in the world. And 10 left on the NS line. And they scrapped 8 of them, so now there's only 2 left. So these things are, like, extremely rare. And then we got ST-70 Max on these things. AC-4400 CW, turns out that the only ones I could find of these were the DC to AC blue 4000 heritage units. I've actually caught this one live on the Virtual Railfan at Luna, Pennsylvania camera before. And mixed railroads. These are the original, what the original slides look like, but now I'm dividing them up into smaller sections. So SD-70 Mac, AC-4400 CW, AC-6000 CW, SD-80 Mac, GP30-2, GP38-2, ES44C4. Then I found out about that from the, whatever it is, the FEC. That's why there's so many FEC pictures in here that override everything else. GP40-2, SD70ACE, SD40-2s. I just recently did some of these. Alright, there we go. The end. Thank you, everyone, for looking at this document of all the train lines that I knew of and know of now, and ones that I've found out about by doing this project. Hope you all have a great day. Gbull Adventures out. Alright, well, that is my Google slide presentation, coming in at 144 slides. Hope you guys enjoyed. I hope to post another video soon. Peace out.